So what I want to do when I'm multiplying two fractions is I want to factor each of the fractions first before multiplying. So if I take a look at my first numerator on number 5, I see I have a number in front of my x squared term, and I can't divide everything out by 2. So I'm going to want to use the AC method here. So then I want to take my A and C values and multiply those together, which gets me negative 12. Okay. So what multiplies to negative 12 and adds to positive 1? 3 and negative, negative 3, positive 4. Okay. So then I want to split up, I'm going to do my work off to the side. I want to split up my numerator. So it's going to be 2x squared. Do you want the negative 3 or the 4 to go for first? Okay. Okay, so I want to split these into two groups. I'm going to have 2x squared plus 4x in one group, and then negative 3x minus 6 in my second group. Okay, what can I divide out on my first group? And I'm left with, in my second group, what can I pull out? And what am I left with? Okay, so I write my outside pieces together, so I have 2x minus 3, and then the repeated part gets written once. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so then I want to rewrite my numerator for my first fraction. What does my denominator factor to? So what multiplies to negative 5 and adds to positive 4? 5 and negative 1. On my numerator of my second fraction, I can pull out an x. So that's going to leave me with x squared minus 3x plus 2. So what multiplies to positive 2 and adds to negative 3? Negative 2, negative 1. And then on my denominator, what can I factor out? 2x. I'm left with, what's 4x squared divided by 2x? 2x and then minus 3. So then I can cancel out any of my factors as long as they're on the top of one fraction and on the bottom of another. So what factors can I cancel out? Anything else? Any other factors that I have on the top or bottom? I've already canceled out x minus 1. Notice I have an x on the top and an x on the bottom here. So those x's will cancel out. Does the 2 cancel out? No, just the letter x. So what I want to do is I want to rewrite what I have left over. I have x plus 2 times x minus 2. And then on the bottom, what do I have? 2 times x plus 5. And just like yesterday, anything I canceled out, I want to say it can't equal. So because I canceled out the x's, x can't equal 0. I canceled out x minus 1, so x minus 1 can't equal 0. So x can't be 1. And then I also canceled out 2x minus 3. So this one's a little bit trickier because it's not just changing the sign. I want to add the 3 to both sides. 2x can't equal 3. And then I divide both sides by 2. X can't equal 3 halves. They just have to be on the top and the bottom. It doesn't matter if they're on different fractions or not. So then I just want to make sure I list my values that x can't equal, which are 0, 1, and 3 halves. I can use commas to separate these values. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about is dividing polynomials. So it's like multiplying polynomials, except there's an extra step at the beginning where I multiply by the reciprocal. So basically I change the division into a multiplication, and then I flip the fraction. So I'm going to start off by doing that. My first fraction stays the same for now. Then I change my sign in the middle to multiplication, and I flip the fraction for the second one. Okay, so then I want to go ahead and factor. If I focus on just my numerator of my first fraction, what does this factor to? What comes after the x minus 2? Yep, x squared plus 2x plus 4. Remember, this is a difference of cubes pattern, which we learned on Friday. What about my denominator? What does that factor to? X plus 2, x minus 2. This one's a difference of squares. Okay. And then what does my numerator of my second fraction factor do? And then on my denominator, can I find anything that multiplies to 4 and adds to 2? No, so that's going to stay exactly the same for now. So what can I factor out? X plus 2, x minus 2, x squared plus 2x plus 4. So that leaves me with just x squared minus 2x plus 4. And, bless you, just like before when I canceled out terms, I had to find what they didn't, or what they can't be. So I can't have negative 2 and I can't have positive 2. But this one, since I couldn't factor it any further, it's actually going to give me imaginary numbers for what it can't equal. And whenever I'm giving domain restrictions, I only give it for real numbers. So this is my final answer. Yeah? Remember, on Friday we learned the sum and difference of cubes. So I used these special patterns to factor. So I found the cube root of each term and then plugged in. Yeah. Any other questions here?